Hey guys, it's Casey. Today I'm going to show you how I made this V-split ombre tumbler. So to do the top, I like to take just a 9x11 sheet of paper, find a good triangle, and then cut around the top. And then I'll just place it over my vinyl and cut it out that way. I'm sure there's an easier way, but this is just what I'm used to doing. I have this super sped up. I go pretty slow to make sure it's precise. Typically, I cut all the way through so I can do like the hinge method, but today I just cut it out. And then you'll see I just line it up on my tumbler. I apply half and then I go back and make sure the other half is really smooth. I went out of frame here, but I am just smoothing on the first half. And there I am fixing that second half. So again, I'm just using my finger and smoothing out the edges, getting it as smooth as possible. And I just rub it down real good, make sure it's on there. Now I'm just taking tape and running it along the edge of my vinyl. And this is what's going to go in the middle there. And again, I have this sped up. I take my time to make sure it's pretty precise. Then once I have the V, I just cut along where the two pieces meet on both sides. And then I'm going to cover up the vinyl and I'm going to take it and get it painted. I start with a flat white base, let that dry for a few minutes, and then I go in with blue, pink, and yellow to do my ombre. I do blue at the bottom, and I go in with the yellow, and then I do the pink in the middle, and the pink and yellow mix make orange, and then I put it over the blue to get that purple. It's a really easy way to ombre. Here I am just applying my epoxy. Again, a little out of frame, a little too close. But I'm just putting a thin layer. I use DIY Speedy PD. Just get a nice thin layer on there. And here I am going in with PDB's Super Spy. It's a chunky purple pink. And I just sprinkle that all over the bottom. And then let it cascade down just a little bit. Next color I went in with is PDB's Next. I just kind of sprinkle that right in between the orange and purple. Let it cascade down into the purple, and I let it go into the orange just a little bit. And I'm doing all my chunkies first. Here I am going in with Habanero by PDB. It's a really beautiful fluorescent orange, chunky. And that I let cascade into the yellow a little bit and also into the pink. Then I go in with Sunshine from PDB. I just cover the rest. It's a really beautiful chunky yellow. And you can see these already look somewhat well blended. That is Glow Stick by PDB. It is a fine, just going in and filling in some spaces, letting it go into the orange. Next, I'm going to go in with Watermelon Sugar, or Callisto. Callisto goes between the yellow and orange, then Watermelon Sugar between the pink and orange. I'm just letting it fall on there. Watermelon Sugar is kind of a pinkish orange, so it blends really nicely. Then I'm going in with, I believe that's Sunset Boulevard. And then Valley Girl has a bit of a purple reflex, so I put that between the purple and pink. And these all are kind of opalescent except for the purple, so it makes it a lot easier to blend together. And lastly, I go in with Sirius from PDB. This is a fine cut as well. It's, like I said, not an opal, so I had to be a little more precise on where I laid this to make it look blended. The others, because they all have an opalescence, kind of blend well together. Then I just take a piece of paper, roll my cup up, and rub down all of the glitter so I know it's laying flat. Press the bottom down. And then, because I used a fast set epoxy, I am taking the tape off right away. This will give you that first sneak peek of what it's going to look like. Then I go in, as you can see, I've taped off everywhere but that inner V, and I just spray paint that blue, apply some epoxy, and then I'm going in with Indigo by PDB. I do a couple good coats of that. I applied a little too much epoxy, so it took a little bit of extra glitter to cover. Again, I use Speedy Petey, so I'm taking the tape off right away. And I'll just throw it on my turner for a few minutes. And I did seal the ombre with 2 really good coats of Rust-Oleum before I applied the tape. I let it dry and then applied the tape. You'll see a little bit of glitter comes off, but not much. I let that dry, seal it, epoxy it until smooth, and then I go in with my tape. I thought I recorded me applying the black tape, but I didn't, so here I am going in with PDB's Iridescent Yellow, and that's in the 1mm, and that's going over the 3mm PDB black striping tape. Just going in and cutting off the ends. I like to make a little X and then just cut off the ends where they meet. And this is sped up significantly, so this does take me quite a bit longer to make sure it's right in the middle. See, I cut it long so I can let them cross. Right where the two intersect, I cut. Now I'm going to go in with Iridescent Pink. I'm using the 2mm. When you buy striping tape from PDB, it comes in a pack of 3. You'll get 3mm, 2mm, and 1mm. And I'm leaving just a small gap between the black and the pink, just enough for the indigo to pop through. I feel like it just gives it a little extra something. See, they're crossed, giving it a quick cut. My knife is super dull, so you'll see me struggle a little bit here. It's definitely easier if you have a sharp craft knife. I do make mistakes. That was me realizing it was significantly farther away than the other side, so I had to pull it back up, recut. And then I'm going in with the 1mm dark blue striping tape. And that will go over all of the iridescent pink. Here I am just going in, cutting the last few edges. If you have a good eye, you might catch the one that I left uncut before I took the final video. But here it is with epoxy. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments.